This is Oscar Bevis for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available on DAZN. BoMac's a pleasure. Thanks for sitting down with me and my friend. The media days, we kick off a massive week here in Los Angeles. How are you and the team feeling right now?
Oh, man, we're good, man. Just happy that we made it to this point and, about to make history again in about 5 or 6 days from now.
I think a lot of fans would like to know or have a bit of an insight into the mentality of Terence Crawford. We're 5 days away from fight night, 6 days away from fight night even. Where would he be at right now?
He's cool. It's cool at this point. He's close to weight, so that's the most important thing because, dealing with weight can alter your attitude or the way that you feel, how you interact with people. And Terence is good, man. He's smiling, laughing, having fun, doing all the interviews he's supposed to do, being responsible as a fighter to promote the show. So we're doing good.
Yeah, just seeing him do a couple of interviews seems in really good spirits. I guess it must be difficult for him in a certain sense because when you're a fighter of the level of Terence Crawford, you are so in demand by media outlets and everyone wants to have a little piece of what Terence Crawford has to say. But I guess he also has a duty to promote himself and let everyone know what he thinks. So I guess he's always going to be a man in demand.
Of course, man. When you get a status like Terence, pound for pound the best, and he's the headline on the card, like you say, everybody wanted a piece of you. Everybody wanted to talk to you. They want to pull you this way. They want to pull you that way. That's why he got a team team of PI guys, girls with her name Julie, to make sure she scheduled things the right way, and he's not taking up too much time because he's still got to work out.
Yeah. Well, someone who did want a piece of Terence Crawford was His Excellency, Riyadh season card here. How do you, the wider team, Terence himself, go about picking what fight you guys want next? Of course, you want to make history. You want the biggest fights. But I guess Terence is the sort of name where if he wants to fight someone, it's probably a fight that's going to happen if it's a big fight. So how do you guys kind of go about selecting what route you want for Terence next when there's so many big possibilities?
Well, you got to think about the goals that he want to accomplish in the sport before he retires. And this is one of the goals to be a champion at 4 divisions. And 54 is his 4th division. So Madrimov accepted the fight, and so now we're here at this point.
Yeah. What sort of fight are you expecting between the pair?
I'm personally looking at Madrimov and his previous fight, and just knowing Terence, it's going to be a pull and tug first couple rounds, and then Terence going to start walking away with the fight.
How much does weight play a factor into this? I know it's something people like to kind of bang on about quite a lot, the weight and the weight jump for Terence, and Madrimov being quite a bit bigger but quite a stocky build of a fighter as well. How much difference can that make in the fight?
Well, it all depends on, if he used the weight properly, And Terence is not a small guy, He fits very well at 54. His body is adapting to the weight, so, the power's there, the IQ's there, the rhythm's there, everything's there that he needs at that weight class. So it's going to be intriguing to see, what Madrimov can do with the extra weight that he supposedly have against Terence. But me personally, I don't think he's going to be able to do nothing.
Yeah. I know the pair had a first face-off yesterday at the BMO Stadium where the fight will take place. Is there anything you can draw from watching Terence go head-to-head with Israil on fight week?
No, man. All that's promo and try to get the fight sold, and so the pay-per-view numbers can get up. But, we'll see fight night.
I mean, when he's not an English speaker, you're never going to get the kind of the push and pull of words that you had with Errol, for example.
Right.
So I guess it is just kind of one of them. I'm really interested to know about you guys in the gym, because when you're a fighter like Terence Crawford, who has accomplished so much, you're so technically gifted, can you still be learning in the gym? Is there more that Terence Crawford learns, or are you just fine-tuning for the opponent? So you fine-tuning for Madrimov, or are you still learning things?
No, it's a combination of both. You fine-tuning him, sharpening him up, and getting him in shape. But every fighter is different, so there's certain things you got to work on in the gym for certain fighters. You don't take the same game plan in there that you would if you was fighting Errol Spence or Kell Brook or Keith Thurman or whoever. You know what I'm saying? So Madrimov is different. He's strong. He's determined. He's a champion. So you got to train a little different. You got to work on things a little different you know, prepare for a guy like that.
One person that was around at the head-to-head yesterday was Eddie Hearn. I know Terence said, I'm 3 up against you at the moment against Eddie Hearn. They had their little back and forth. What's your interactions been like with Mr. Hearn over the years?
I don't talk to him much, you know what I'm saying? I asked him while I was in jail over there why he didn't send me no money. He said nobody
What did he
called
say?
him. He said nobody called him. They picked up the phone and called him. But, oh, well, so the hell with him.
I heard them two are going to play a game of darts today.
I hope they do, and I hope Terence beat him again.
As a Brit, being beaten at darts by an American, I think Eddie's got a lot of weight on his shoulders. There's a lot of pressure on Mr. Hearn.
Yeah, that is a lot of pressure, and I think he got a bet on the side, too.
So the fight with Madrimov, obviously Eddie is going to push his guy and say, look, Madrimov's going to come and do a job. Frank Smith's over there saying, didn't want to say it too loudly in front of yourself, but he said, look, they're going to come in and do a job. Do you genuinely believe that the guys promoting Israil Madrimov are looking at this fight and going, this is the one where Terence Crawford gets his defeat?
Man, you know, to be honest with you, and I'm glad you asked me that question, is me personally, my feeling is them guys, they got to promote the fight. They got to be able to say that Terence is going to get beat by Madrimov. But, you know, I know down deep inside, they know he's going to get beat. They know it. I'm sure everybody else around here knows it too. You know, you stepping in there with one of the greatest fighters ever, and for Madrimov to just come in with 10 fights or 11 fights that's a big you know, hill he got to climb. And me knowing Terence, he's getting better and better each fight. Think of that because his IQ and he learns. He's 40, about to be 41 fights into his career, and he understands the game. He understands how the game works, how to win fights. So that's how I look at it.
Of course, every win projects a fighter. Furthermore, I saw a post earlier saying it was a year since the fight with Errol. Just talk me through some of your best memories of that week, of the fight with Errol Spence. I guess one that projected Crawford not just from a superstar to perhaps even that level above. So one of the biggest moments in yours and his boxing career.
Well, I just look at it like this, man. You know, they talked a lot of shit leading up to the fight. He talked about he was going to stop Terence, he was going to do this, and Derek James and his dad, all of them, they just kept just running their mouth and about how good Errol is, which he's a great fighter, and you can't take that away from me or what he have accomplished while he was in the sport. But they just took it overboard, and that was the exciting point to me when he stopped him. Or I think it was more when he just beating the brakes off of him from round 1 through 9, and just the way he stopped him. And I was just happy about that, to shut up all the critics, all the naysayers, and all the ones that didn't think Bud was going to do it. So I'm still happy.
Do you like the shit talk? Do you like it just in general in boxing?
Well, yeah, I like it too.
Someone looks across the room and goes, I'm going to do this, and all their team get involved and jump in.
Teams does that, but when you start digging and getting personal and all that shit, man, that's the shit that, you know, that's the shit that pisses me off. But when you can't back it up, and then you got to walk home with your tail in your ass, like guys like Derek James, his dad, all that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm still happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm still happy about that.
Yeah, an iconic victory for sure. Just a couple more questions from me, because I know there's some other guys who, pardon me, want to speak to you. The Canelo Alvarez fight, I know obviously it's a big week and you focus on what you got in front of you, but I know Terence is going to be asked about it because it's two of the biggest names in the sport potentially colliding. Is it something that's sitting at the back of your brain, a potential fight with Canelo Alvarez? It has to be. It's so big.
Not really. It ain't, because, you know, this is boxing, man. Shit changes. Shit changes every day throughout the week. And there's nothing solid until they step in the ring. So I don't care about the fight. Only fighter I care about is the fighter that we getting in there with Saturday. Yeah. You know, he's a dangerous dude, but that's the only fight I give a damn about.